as I step over, watch. Watch my left hand. As I step over, bloop, I just catch it. I'm waiting on it. Previously, so we're gonna go off of this inside trip, okay? So everybody understands how we got into this position, right? Pretty common position in jiu-jitsu. I'm gonna circle away from the leg that I want, swim in, and I'm right into my inside trip. As soon as I get here, posture up, knee cut, up to the knee on belly. Right from here, Austin's gonna pull guard, or I'm sorry, wrestle up, single leg, wrestle up, reset, and then it'll be his turn. So we're gonna go off the inside trip. Circle, attack, right away, posture up, get my knee in the middle, knee cut. As soon as I get to knee cut, turn this way. I pass, I'm gonna pin the bicep. You can use two hands or just one. And right from here, I'm just gonna pop right up to knee on belly. From knee on belly position, see I got both my hands on him right now. I just want 1 second of control. He's gonna wrestle up. I'm gonna let him wrestle up. And that's gonna reset the drill. Yes? Knee cut, knee on belly. Knee cut, knee on belly. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This doesn't exist at all, okay? We're here. We're in this 50-50 position, neutral position, chest to chest. I have an underhook and an overhook. He has an underhook and an overhook. That's the position. I'm gonna circle away from the leg that I want. Here's the mistake that everybody makes. They take a full step back. Now I've got to take a full step back in, and I put myself out of position. I'm not taking a full step back. I'm gonna pull his leg to my leg. Watch my foot. It's waiting on it. Then as soon as I get him down, I'm up, knee in the middle, and I'm working to pass. As soon as I pass here, right to knee on belly. And we're gonna work some attacks from here. Yes? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I always like to work a little bit of takedown stuff. The inside trip's it's a good one, it's an easy one, but I don't wanna I wanna go over all the knee on belly material that we've been talking about, and then I wanna let you guys kind of play around with all this stuff in some live rolls. So we're gonna do one more warm-up drill. I'm gonna start from the knee on belly position, and again, I'm looking to pin this bicep. This is important here, right? And this is fine. I kind of like this now. I feel like it's more powerful. It's harder for him to pummel in like this. It's a little bit easier. I lose this a little bit more, but they'll both do, right? Don't get into the minutia, but I kind of like that pin right now. And what that does is going to give me a little handle. It separates his elbow from his body. It also makes it hard for him to turn into me, right? So I'm here. Again, he's fighting against this. He starts to turn into me here. I'm going to windshield wiper, pin the other bicep. He fights through this, starts to turn in anyway. Windshield wiper, pin the bicep. Now, he's going to wrestle up, go for a single leg. Around the head. He's going to circle back in, and that's going to reset. All right, so again, he turns into me, windshield wiper. He turns into me, windshield wiper. He sits up on the single, top step. He doesn't want me to take his back, so he's gonna turn in right away. Back to knee on belly. He turns into me, windshield wiper. Turns in, windshield wiper. Sits up on the single, top step, back to knee on belly. Again, concentrating on trying to control this bicep here. Yes? All 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, for those of you that haven't been here, this is not knee on belly. This is knee on the mat. This is my knee on belly position. I can hide my foot by keeping it up against his rib cage here on this side or up on his hip. Here, I control the head and his arm. Sometimes this isn't enough. He fights his way up, turns into me. Right from here, I'm just gonna windshield wiper across. As he turns back in again, pull my heel to my butt, windshield wiper across, and this foot posts out. He sits up on the single, overhook, top step, back to knee on belly. He turns in, windshield wiper. Turns in, windshield wiper. Comes up on the single, top step, back to knee on. Yes? On 3, 1, 2, 3. To where you can see is some of you are just jumping across. I never lose contact with his abdomen, right? I'm here, and as I windshield wiper, I just zoop. I never lose contact. He starts to turn into me, whoop, and I just shift where the control is. He attacks into this single. I stop him from coming up. See, I'm pushing on his head. I top step. If you trained with me before, you had to have done this drill. We do this drill all the time. Step over his head, and now my knee's gonna push his head through as I come to side control. I immediately slide right back up to knee on belly. Whenever you lose this position, you always find your way back to it. He starts to shift this way, no problem. Wraps it up this way, I go around his head. Windshield wiper, top step. Yes? Never lose contact with the knee on belly as your windshield wiper, right? Don't hit your partner in the nuts. I shouldn't have to say that, but holy shit, right? Go extra careful if you have to. Don't kick your partner anywhere but the dick. On 3, 1, 2, 3. So, just a couple drills to kind of warm you up for getting to your knee on belly position and going straight from the guard pass right to that spot. Okay, so now we're gonna go over a couple of the attacks. Again, I'm here, I'm pinning the bicep, and I'm cupping the head. I cup the head so it makes it hard for him to bridge. 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 See how much more of a bridge he has when his head's on the floor? Right? I pick his head up off the floor, now it's harder to do that. And look, my foot is working against wherever, if he tries to turn into me, I push back in. Right, he tries to bridge me over this way, my leg posts out like that, okay? And what I'm doing by pinning this bicep is I'm making it hard for him. One, I have to worry, guys nowadays, especially if they're wearing like kitten tights or something, they're gonna go underneath you and try to get to any sort of leg entanglements, right? So I know that too, so what do? I just deny them getting underneath me. This will shut a lot of that down. Just controlling his head. If he tries to dive under me, it's a crossface at the same time, right? Now he gets his leg, he gets hooked under my leg, here, cool. Now I have all sorts of different ways I can kill that arm. I don't really care if he has my foot right there, it doesn't bother me at all, right? What I don't want is I don't want him getting under me, inverting. That's what I want to avoid. So I don't want to let him underneath me, and I'll show you how to shut all this down in a minute, but right now I'm kind of in a floating position. One thing they'll do a lot, because I've pinned this and I've made it hard for them to bridge, is they'll post right there. You see that? And as soon as he posts, I'm just gonna pluck that elbow, and then I'm gonna kick his armpit. Kick the armpit. And my foot steps over his face before my butt hits the floor. Then look, I'm shutting the hitchhiker down. Do not worry. Last week when we taught this, you guys were concentrating on trying to keep this arm here under your armpit. Don't worry about that. As I step over his face, this is the most important part, is I kick his armpit and curl my toes up and keep his shoulder off the mat. Okay? And see, I'm using this hand to post. I step over and look, the wrist just pops right in front, right there on my chest. I drop, my butt hits the floor, and before my back hits the floor, he's tapping up. This is gonna shut down the hitchhiker. If I let this go, he can hitchhike. And now I gotta go somewhere else. So I keep the legs and I pluck that. As soon as I feel him pushing on my hip or pushing on my chest, even better, right? If I have a gi, it's even easier because I just grab the sleeve and pluck it right out of there. But no gi, I just cup the elbow. And watch, my weight's gonna shift. As I pluck his elbow, whoop, step over. See how I just caught his wrist? I'm waiting on it. I'm not trying to keep it in my armpit, I'm waiting on it. I'm going directly against the thumb. Squeeze your knees. You step over before your butt hits the floor. Stop the hitchhiker. There's my tap. Let's hit that first. On 3, 1, 2, 3. And I'm still seeing, listen to the words coming out of my mouth and understand the meaning. I'm speaking the English language. I am positive of it. And I have a pretty firm grip on the English language. All right? Watch. Do not try to keep this in your armpit. Don't even try. Right? If I do manage to not hurt my partner in the process, now that I'm here, look, he can turn his arm. It's not stopping him. Watch. As I step over, look, I'm here. He puts his hand in my hip. I pop, kick. Now look, as I step over, watch. Watch my left hand. As I step over, bloop, I just catch it. I'm waiting on it. As I step over, his arm pops right there, and now it's glued to my chest. Now look, I know where his thumb's pointing. That's where the break is, against the thumb. So now as I drop off, if his thumb is turned that way, I turn my hips that way. His thumb's turned this way, I angle my hips that way. I know where to angle my hips. And I can't do that here. He can turn, right? He can try to hitchhiker. This is not gonna be a finish. I wanna catch it right there. In my chest. It's glued to my chest. Before my back hits the floor, it's over. You don't want it in your armpit. Don't keep it there. In a gi, it's a little different, but still, I don't want it there. Right? In a gi, I got better control. You don't have that right now. Okay? They're gonna be able to turn, rotate, they're sweaty, you're sweaty. Yes? On 3, 1, 2, 3. Do it. All right, next one. So again, I'm in here, I'm controlling this position. He knows better, he's hip to the game. He's not giving me this arm. He's going shallow with it, or better yet, he's trying to manipulate my foot or something. Yep, doing some shit like that. Perfect. I'm already here, cupping his head, right? So watch, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna judo chop his neck. I'm gonna go palm to palm. You see how this palm is up? I judo chop, right? Then this hand just slides off the back of his head and I grab my own hand. Just like that. I didn't change my palm or anything. Now, I'm thinking about taking this elbow and touching the floor with it. You ready? For a moment, I'm just gonna drop off. I don't have to stay in this position. I just drop off. You heard that noise?
It's real.
It's very real.
Authentic.
It's here. It's called the baseball bat choke. No gi version of the baseball bat choke. Okay? I'm in this spot. I can't get his hand. He might be trying to go after my feet or something. Cool. Right from here. Right? Even if he turns into me, great. If I release the bicep, what happens? He turns in. Cool. Great. Turn in. Same thing in the gi. In the gi, I'm here, thumb in. If he starts to turn into me, cool. Or cool. right? Same deal. I'm already cupping his head, I'm pinning his bicep. He's not giving me this, or maybe he's hooking on my foot or something. Cool. As he starts to turn in, here's my choke. Yes? Try it. This time I want you switching on your own. Just do 3 and 3 so you don't get choke drunk. Then if I touch your neck, you'll tap. It's not helping me. Yes? On 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so again, I'm here, and remember what provoked this. I don't have an arm, I don't have a limb available. This one's great because even if I miss this, okay, big deal. I just go right back to where I was. But where we're having a problem is I'm not staying in knee on belly from here. Sometimes you can finish it from there, but I want to drop my weight on him. So when I go, I'm here, and I drop into almost like a side control, cross sides, here. You see where I'm at? I'm basically in side control, right? I don't have to go here with it, see? If I miss, I put myself in a bad position. If I'm here and I miss, cool. I just go right back here. That's a theme with knee on belly. You shove me off, you buck me off, cool, I just go back. Droop back, droop back. It's frustrating. And it's like the Austin Powers movie, when you ask them 3 times, they have to answer it.
Who sent you? You'll have to kill me.
Right? I do it 3 times, you gotta let me stay.
Who sent you? Kiss my ass, Powers.
Yes. Damn it, 3 times.
Who sent you? Dr. Evil.
That was easy.
Right? This insert clip with Austin Powers, maybe, if we're not gonna get a copyright strike.
That was easy.
Why did you tell us?
I can't stand to be asked the same question 3 times.
Boom. I'm here, chop, and when I'm dropping off of knee on belly for a second, and I'm going into like a side control, and I'm taking this elbow and I'm thinking about touching the floor with it. And I'm gonna get my tap. If I miss, great, I'm still on top. I love submissions like that, where if I miss, I'm still in a dominant position. Those are the best kinds of submissions. Not the ones where you're rolling upside down in unicorn tights. Right? Potentially putting yourself from a good position to a bad position. I go from a good position to a still good position, back to a good position if I miss. Right? That's what we want. Let me see it. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Remember, you're switching on your own. No!
Yeah.
What kind of fucking judo chop is that?
What?
What kind of judo chop? Judo chops don't go like this. Judo chops go like that. Yes.
Matt, cut it.
That's what you need.
Take 2.
I'll put this
Watch
one.
this, yeah.
Judo chop.
Watch closely now, don't miss this. Do the chop.
Yes.
Oh, there it is.
Say it. Say it.
All right, so again, I'm here. I really like this grip here with my thumb up. I feel like I have a better pin here. Also, when he goes to push on my knee, it just makes that pummel in so much easier. And you're gonna need that for both of these moves. So, when did I do the step around? Was that Wednesday? Or was that that was last week? I did that, cool. So last week we talked about this. So again, I'm here, I pin this bicep, right? And now when he turns into me, it separates his bicep from his body. He doesn't want that. He wants his elbow here. He doesn't want to give me that handle, right? But when I pin that, and he goes to push or turn in, it just gives me that handle. So everybody knows this step around. Yes? Cool, we went over this last week. Step around, far side armbar. But before I go all the way around his head and potentially risk losing it, again, remember, I really love submissions where if I miss, I'm still on top and he's miserable. Those are the ones that I like, right? So I'm here, he starts to turn in, I'm gonna catch this, and now look, double knee ride. Yeah, double knee ride. So he starts to turn in, I catch this underhook. Now look, when I catch this underhook, I wanna make sure that I catch it with my ear. Pull your arm out. See how he can't pull his arm out? Because it's caught right there. I'm pushing my ear to my shoulder and I'm trapping his arm. Pull your arm out. Right? Same time I cup it here, and this elbow goes to his belly button. I hate that fucking word. It's gonna go to his navel. Okay, because we're adults here. We don't say fucking belly button, we say navel as an adult. Now look, I'm gonna turn his face away, and where my hand is, that's where my knee is gonna go. Now look, I love Ethan. For your partner, maybe go right there on their chest, okay, or on their shoulder. But in the event, I'm going here, right, and I'm putting weight on it. Pull your arm out. Yeah, buck your hips and go crazy and shit. I still have a free hand to post with, right? Now watch, all I'm gonna do, this elbow to his navel is important. If it's here, I won't get this. I don't have the arm secure, he can pull his elbow out. Here, he can't pull his elbow out. I'm just gonna grab my own hand. I'm below, you okay? No, I am not okay. Okay, all right, good. I'm below his elbow here. Double knee ride. All I'm gonna do is gable grip, and I'm gonna look at his feet. And he's gonna tap. I just gotta look at him. He's gonna tap. If something happens and I lose control here, and he goes down, I can attack my Kimura, or I can go all the way around and hit the far side arm lock. If I'm here, and his hand comes free and he goes in front of my face, I catch, and I have a super tight Americana. Do not crank on this. He's ready to tap right now, and I haven't even got his hand to the floor, okay? Double knee ride. So you've got your far side arm bar, and you've got far side arm bar position submission from double knee ride. All right, I'm here. So again, I'm in my knee on belly. He gives me that handle, I take it, and I control. Here, double knee on. Elbow to his navel. There's my tap. If his hand breaks free, far side arm bar or Kimura, goes in front of my face, I have my Americana. If I miss anything, who gives a shit? I'm still on top. If we're in prison, he's washing my drawers. Right? Put your thumb in my pocket and don't take it out. Right? Hold my pocket, hold my pocket. Or put your thumb in my belt loop. You don't know about the belt loop, Boston.
No.
Yeah.
I'm scared of that.
That's some new shit. Yeah. Yes? What are we talking about? Prison. Prison. If I miss this and we're in prison, I ain't lost no dignity. I'm still running the cell block, right? Underhook, control. Elbow to navel, double knee on. There's my finish. Yes? All 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm in this position. I hook this here, and look where I go. See how I go here first. Now I've got his arm, right? Now look. When I say elbow to navel, I mean literally put your elbow on his navel, right? My elbow's on his navel. Well, just slightly above it, but you get my point, okay? Now this knee goes here. As soon as that happens, I just cup. I'm already wearing it. You can just grab your own hand. It doesn't matter how you grip this. I just like here, right? Because I feel like that wrist bone makes that submission come a little faster. But you can finish it here. It doesn't matter. All I have to do is look at his feet. He's tapping. See how my elbow is inside of my knee? If my elbow is outside of my knee, this is too loose. Your elbow has to be inside of your knee on his navel, right? And this elbow's here. You can put this inside of your knee as well or just set it right there. It's fine. This is the one that matters the most. This has to be tight, locking this in. His arm is locked in right now, and it's extended. Right? And again, I'm being cool to Luis, even though it may not seem that way. Right? I am doing this with extreme prejudice. Right? Here. Sorry. I still love it.
I'll take it.
Right? So he can't turn his head back into me. He's stuck. If he wiggles free, bucking, going crazy, it's going to go either down or up. If it's down, far side arm bar or Kimura trap. If it goes up, there's my Americana. If I miss it all, who gives a shit? I'm still on top. Yes? On three, 1, 2, 3. All right, so look, if he's gonna go a direction, which direction is it gonna be? He can't go towards me. Why? His face is that way. Try turning your hips the opposite direction that your face is going, right? You can't do it. He can't turn into me. I'm not worried about that. I got control of his head. His head's going that way, that's where he can go. So if he tries to buck and throw me this way, cool, 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 cool. Well, eventually I'll get there, right? All I gotta do is, you okay? Yeah. All I gotta do is control that, right? So if I'm here and I'm in control and he can take me that way, I just shut that down, right? He goes, come back. Come back. If this wiggles free, it's either gonna go down or it's gonna go up. If it goes down, I have my options. If it goes up, I have my options. Right? No big deal. There's an answer for whatever he does. Now look, that doesn't mean, knee on belly is a hard position to control, right? But once you understand, it's not one of those like lock them down and raw kind of things. It's a floating position. And then in 30 seconds, I'm gonna show you how to lock this thing down, and then I'm gonna set you free and let you play around with it, okay? I'll show you how to just iron coffin, lock this whole game down. They ain't going underneath you. I don't care how many kitten tights they got in their wardrobe. They're not gonna be able to get underneath you and get to your legs. It's gonna shut all that shit down. It's gonna shut everything down in just a second, okay? So give me 30 more seconds repping this out, and then we'll get into the next move. On three, 1, 2, 3. You're gonna lock this whole thing down. Sometimes you get in these positions and it's like this too squirrely. Where's Dave? Danger Dave. We used to call him the salmon. You ever see a salmon try to get upriver, running from the bears and shit? That was Danger Dave. You try to put him on his back and he just flops around like a salmon. It's hard to control him because he sweats this like sludge. He's gross. He's a disgusting human being. But anyway, there he is. Talking about you, buddy.
You're disgusting human being.
Yeah. You heard his name, right? So I'm here, and this guy's just spazzing out, going crazy, bucking his hips, all that stuff. I'm having a problem holding this position, okay? So what I wanna do, again, I've got the head and the arm. I'm gonna circle this under here, and I'm gonna get this S grip, okay? Now watch, my knee is gonna turn this way, and I'm basically going to be sitting on my calf like this, okay? So I'm here. Yep. And I'm lifting his head up and I'm driving in with my knee. And sometimes you can even get a tap from there, right? You're probably not gonna get people to submit from there unless it's way late in a match, but you have essentially rendered their spasticness and their kitten tights useless. No power of the kitten tights, right? Rainbows and unicorns ain't gonna help your ass now. This is called the rolling pin knee ride, right? So I'm here, I'm having a problem controlling, so I take the underhook and I get my S hook grip here. And see how the palm down raises his head up? See what happens to his head? And look where I shift my knee. I shift my knee in here. I don't care if he grabs my foot. I don't care if he laces in my legs. I don't care if he bucks this. I don't care what he tries to do from here. None of it is gonna work, right? Nothing. And again, this leg is keeping me here, right? The only place where he can possibly throw me is over here. And if he does, I just go right back to frying pan fire. Oh, no problem. Oh, okay. Right, knowing when to switch which knee is on is a skill as well. If I'm having a problem, he starts getting under me here, I'll just switch. Clear all that and then go back, right? I can lock it down from the rolling pin, otherwise I'm surfing and floating. Yes? Cool. So I want you to practice that just 1 minute real quick on each other, then we're gonna do some positional work and then I'll set you free to roll. Okay. I hook under here and watch what happens. Don't stay like this. Now I'm just pulling. I'm not pulling. All I'm doing is this. And I'm taking my knee and I'm driving like that. Now, if he pushes on my knee, I'm not going anywhere, right? It's my butt's in the way. He can't push my knee that way. It ain't gonna go over here because it's turned this way. I'm not pulling. I'm just, this elevates his head. And now I just drive with my knee in, just like that. One more. Last one, I promise. It's my favorite. I get to this spot, S hook. Now look, I can't stay like this. See where I'm at? And look, push my knee between your legs and pull guard. Push my knee between your legs, pull guard. Can't. Why? It's pointed that way. Now watch. That's all I'm doing. I'm resting, man. And as soon as I push a little with my knee, that's it. I'm not working. He's working to breathe, right? And every time I take a deep breath, I settle a little more. Big breath in, I feel him breathing. And when he exhales, I just, big breath in, exhale. Now it gets harder and harder. They start to freak out. You might get a pressure tap. Hey, look, ain't no shame in it. Not on this one. Ain't no shame in it in this one. Well, a little bit of shame. A little bit of shame. Right, but it's a lot of pressure, man. A lot of pressure. So just make sure you're here. This palm's down. That elevates his head, and I shift my weight. And now I can take my knee and I can turn it to their solar plexus. And, you know, the juice is now worth the squeeze. Here. I'm not doing much, just this. That's all I gotta do. I'm not leaning back, he can't bridge into me. This foot is floating wherever I need to put pressure. It's my balance leg. If something happens crazy, he's on a bunch of steroids, bucks me over here, no problem. No problem. I'll go right back to it. Yes? On 3, 1, 2, 3. 1 more minute.